You may appreciate the annoyance, the continual disruption, and the weariness it causes the following day if you're waking up 2, 3, or even 4 times a night because your bladder feels full. It wears down your life. And I have important information for you today if you've been advised that your only alternatives for treating an enlarged prostate are prescription medications or even surgery. In actuality, a particular potent vitamin can immediately aid in the reduction of prostate tissue and the restoration of urine function. Seldom does this fact reach the men who need it most. Dr. Catherine Rocker is who I am. Like you, I have sat with thousands of guys for 25 years who are fed up with the sluggish stream, the sense of urgency, and the nagging fear that something is gravely amiss. The good news is that strong scientific evidence accumulated over many years makes it abundantly evident how particular vitamins enhance urine flow, boost male health generally, and fight the inflammation that fuels prostate growth. However, this science is rarely published outside of medical publications. Now, it is different. The 3 most effective vitamins with scientific backing that you may take to naturally support prostate health are listed in this video. I'll explain what they are, how they function, and how to employ them precisely for optimal effects. I'll even show you how to take each one easily, which will greatly speed up how quickly your body uses it. This information might be the game changer for your prostate health. If you're a male over 60 searching for natural remedies, you might want to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications. Our goal is to give you trustworthy, practical counsel. And if this is the information you've been searching for, please let me know in the comment section below. A simple yes enables me to learn what is important to you. Let's go on to the first vitamin. I suggest this one to almost all of my patients. The scientific evidence supporting its significance in prostate health is very strong in my practice. It's vitamin D. Harold, a lively 68-year-old patient of mine for many years, came to me completely worn out. His body was running on empty since he was getting up 5 times every night to go to the restroom, even if his spirit was willing. He had previously attempted the usual prescription route, but the side effects made him feel ill and lightheaded. He halted as a result. He had come to terms with the fact that this was simply his new normal, a silent annoyance he had to endure. Every year, hundreds of men in my practice make this confession. They acknowledge the weariness, the feeble stream, and the numerous restroom breaks as normal aspects of existence. However, I'm here to inform you that's not the only option. For Harold and numerous others, our shift was not to a more potent medication. The goal was to correct a basic dietary shortage, specifically one related to vitamin D. We tend to undervalue vitamin D because we think it's only important for healthy bones. However, it has a far more significant and active involvement in your prostate. A stronger flow, less overnight urination, and a noticeable increase in your general daily energy and vigor can all result from optimizing your levels. This has a clear scientific basis. Within the prostate gland, vitamin D functions as a potent moderator. It works by inhibiting the cellular proliferation and inflammation that initially causes the gland to enlarge. Imagine it as soothing an agitated setting. It helps lessen the enlarged hyperplastic tissue that is pressing on your urethra by reducing the generation of substances that irritate your urinary system and encouraging a healthy process where old cells die off as they should. The problem is that sunshine reduces our skin's ability to produce vitamin D, and many of us develop deficiencies without even recognizing it. Prostate inflammation thrives under this deficiency's ideal conditions. We began with a straightforward blood test for Harold, which revealed a serious deficit. We started him on a high-quality vitamin D3 supplementation program that was customized for his needs. He hailed the win when, within 2 months, he reported sleeping through most evenings. More importantly, however, the fog of exhaustion dissipated. He was able to play golf again without having to keep figuring out how close a restroom was. Making level corrections is simple. Being exposed to the sun sensibly is your first and most natural option. Several times a week, try to get your arms and legs 15 to 20 minutes of midday sunlight. Egg yolks, fortified milks, and fatty fish, salmon, and mackerel are additional good sources of vitamin D. But for the majority of men, a supplement is the most dependable approach to guarantee a therapeutic dose, particularly in the winter. Since vitamin D3 is the type that your body uses the most, I virtually always suggest it. Getting your levels checked initially is crucial. This enables us to customize your dosage because, although vitamin D is always helpful for people who are lacking it, we don't want to oversupply and cause abnormally high levels. A strong foundation is created by optimizing vitamin D, but it functions even better with its vital partner, a mineral that is vitally necessary for the formation of prostate fluid and hormonal balance. Zinc is that partner, and its advantages for male vitality and urine function are too significant to overlook. Now let's discuss it. Let me introduce you to Mark, a 72-year-old man in good shape who walks every day and keeps an eye on his food. He came to me with concerns about his energy levels and a sense that his whole vitality was ebbing, rather than the typical urinary symptoms. During our talk, he characterized it as a gradual leak of his get up and go. In passing, he said that he had also observed a little shift in his taste, and that minor wounds and nicks appeared to take longer to heal. I've learned to listen for these little hints. Like a lot of successful men I see, Mark was frustrated. Even though he was doing everything correctly, his body wasn't reacting as he had hoped, and that creates a distinct feeling of subdued dissatisfaction. Zinc was the fundamental problem and the component that most doctors hardly ever consider when talking about prostate and male health. Zinc is frequently dismissed as merely an immune-boosting mineral that can be taken to treat colds. However, its function is far more basic for a man's body, especially for the prostate. Although zinc is an essential cofactor in more than 300 enzymatic activities, the prostate gland has the highest concentration of zinc of any organ in the body. This is not an accident. It is crucial for preserving the health of your cells, controlling hormone metabolism, and offering antioxidant defense where you need it most. Prostate cells are more susceptible to injury and inflammation when zinc levels are low. This may be a factor in the swelling caused by cellular overgrowth, which exerts pressure on the urethra, weakening its stream and increasing the frequency of urination. The effects are not limited to the restroom. Energy production, testosterone metabolism, and even psychological well-being can all be impacted by low zinc. The good news is that dealing with this is frequently simple. The first thing I always advise is to consider your nutrition. Pumpkin seeds are a great natural source of zinc. Lentils, shellfish like oysters, red meat in moderation, and a handful as a snack are all excellent habits. Just increasing your intake of these items can have a noticeable impact on many guys. However, a high-quality zinc supplement can successfully cover the gap if dietary adjustments are insufficient or if a test reveals a deficit. For improved absorption, I frequently suggest a form such as zinc picolinate. To make sure the dosage is suitable for your particular needs, it's advisable to talk to your doctor about it. Restoring zinc levels is one of the simplest and most natural methods to maintain core health, in my clinical experience. Men like Mark frequently report more than just better urine function when they return for follow-up appointments. They describe feeling more invigorated, having more energy throughout the day, and experiencing their body cooperating with them once more. When handled carefully, the procedure is usually safe and well tolerated, especially when accompanied by medical advice. Zinc offers amazing fundamental support, but our next vitamin works on a different but no less important front. It is crucial for maintaining nerve function, increasing energy generation, and even influencing how your brain and bladder communicate. Vitamin B12 is that, and for guys over 60, it's frequently the missing piece. Now let's discuss it. I remember Charles, a vivacious 70-year-old who believed his prime was over. He told me about a persistent lack of energy that coffee couldn't resolve, a growing numbness in his feet, and a deep-seated fear about his changing sexual health in addition to the typical prostate issues. He believed that these were distinct, unavoidable problems that he simply had to deal with. One of the most often overlooked underlying causes of waning vitality is this trend, which I observe frequently in my practice. Charles was exhibiting a classic example of vitamin B12 insufficiency, a prevalent but frequently disregarded ailment that has a substantial effect on the health of males. A vital component of your everyday energy and neurological function is vitamin B12. Your prostate and sexual health are directly impacted by its crucial behind-the-scenes actions. Maintaining the health of your nerves requires this vitamin. Like the insulation on an electrical line, it maintains the protective myelin sheath that envelops them. The nerves that regulate the function of your bladder depend on this. You have more control when they're healthy. In a similar vein, sexual response depends on healthy nerves. Additionally, nitric oxide generation, a chemical vital for widening blood vessels and enabling the blood flow required for erections, is facilitated by B12. Additionally, it promotes healthy cell turnover and division, both of which improve the general health of prostate tissue. All of these mechanisms are disturbed by a deficit. Even if the symptoms are mild, they can have a profound impact. Unexpected exhaustion, numbness or tingling in your hands and feet, memory loss, impaired control over your urination, or changes in your sexual function could all be symptoms. Deficiency is a common problem that normal blood tests can occasionally overlook, since natural absorption of B12 from food frequently decreases as a result of changes in intestinal function. We solved this for Charles using a straightforward two-step procedure. We increased his intake of foods high in B12, such as eggs, nutritional yeast, and fortified cereals. But because of his severe symptoms, we also started a course of B12 injections to quickly raise his levels. After that, we switched to a premium sublingual supplement for upkeep. The outcomes were revolutionary. At his follow-up, he had seen a significant reduction in the constant pelvic soreness and pressure he had been living with, in addition to a minor decrease in his PSA level, which was encouraging. His vitality returned objectively. He felt subjectively like himself once more. His confidence and quality of life returned as the fog in his brain cleared, and he noticed a noticeable improvement in function and sensation. A lot of patients ask me what actually happens when you combine these vitamins, or if taking just one is sufficient. They don't simply complement one another, is the response. They intensify one another, producing a cascade of effects that can change the health of your prostate and your sense of vitality in general. Let me use the story of Mr. Harold, the man we talked about earlier who had frequent overnight urination, to demonstrate this. Although his vitamin D deficit was much improved, he experienced a full recovery when we administered therapeutic zinc and treated his borderline B12 levels. The most important finding was that his recuperation proceeded much more quickly, and the advantages become more consistent and all-encompassing. His energy level soared, his sleep improved, and he felt healthier than he had in years. This occurs as a result of each vitamin completing a distinct physiological puzzle piece. As the primary modulator of inflammation, vitamin D soothes the agitated prostate environment. In the gland itself, zinc acts as the indispensable craftsman, facilitating vital cellular repair, hormone metabolism, and antioxidant protection. Then, vitamin B12 acts as the master electrician, making sure the vascular system that promotes erectile health and the nerves that regulate bladder function are operating at their best. Each is useful on its own. When combined, they provide a comprehensive support system that enhances the effectiveness of each other's work. It reminds me of a three-legged stool. For consistent balance support, all three legs, D, zinc, and B12, are necessary. If one is removed, the entire structure becomes unsteady and useless. Given that our bodies are dealing with several issues at once, this synergistic approach is more important than ever. Longer cellular recovery times, increased inflammatory markers, and delayed nutrition absorption are frequently observed. It's like attempting to put out a fire with one pail of water if you only use one vitamin fix. A multi-pronged attack is significantly more successful, albeit it might assist a little. Balance and consistency are essential for success. Your body can go into a state of rejuvenation if you take these nutrients regularly and in the proper amounts. The anticipated results are extensive. I have witnessed innumerable men who follow this well-balanced regimen undergo this same profound change. They provide as tangible evidence of the effectiveness of this cooperative strategy. The majority of men, however, never reap these full benefits because they commit a frequent error that can undo all of their gains. The very synergy we are attempting to create is compromised by this mistake. In the next section, I'll describe that crucial error and provide you with easy-to-follow instructions to correct it so your efforts yield the outcomes you're hoping for. A very dedicated man in his late 60s, Henry sat in my office looking deeply disappointed. He believed he had done everything correctly. He had faithfully bought a well-known multivitamin from a large box store and took it with breakfast most days. He didn't feel any different after 3 months. His energy was still lacking, and he continued to make the same nightly excursions to the lavatory. "Doctor, I wasted my money," he muttered, pushing the bottle across my desk. "The vitamin thing doesn't work for me, even though I tried it." His tale is very typical. The belief that taking any supplement is sufficient is the largest error I observe. Men frequently think that all vitamins are created equal or that more is better. Yet this kind of thinking inevitably results in wasted effort and unsatisfactory outcomes. Usually, there are 3 distinct fixable mistakes that cause the failure. The first is disregarding the nutrient's shape and quality. How well a vitamin is absorbed and utilized by your body depends on its chemical form. Discount stores and questionable internet brands frequently employ subpar synthetic versions that are difficult for your body to digest. For instance, cyanocobalamin, a type of vitamin B12, is used in a lot of generic supplements. The body must undergo a complicated conversion for this form to become active in many men, a procedure that gradually loses efficiency. Methylcobalamin is a much better option. Your nerves can employ the active form right away. The same holds true for vitamin D. Ergocalciferol, the D2 form, is less expensive than cholecalciferol, the D3 form, but it is far less effective in increasing blood levels. Certain synthetic versions of zinc might not be as bioavailable as others. The second mistake is improper dosage. If you take a tiny quantity that appears to be adequate on the label, but is significantly below a therapeutic level, your body will never receive enough to produce a physiological change. It's like attempting to use a teaspoon to fill a bathtub. The inconsistency is the third crucial error. It won't make a difference to take your vitamins sometimes, only once or twice a week when you remember. These building blocks are essential for tissue healing, inflammation reduction, and function restoration. Your body needs a steady daily supply of them. High-quality bioavailable versions are even more crucial because these issues are made worse by natural changes that can disrupt digestion and lower stomach acid. The objective needs to change from a one-time effort to a daily maintenance approach. It takes regular, consistent assistance from high-quality nutrients to restore the health and vitality of your prostate. In the same way that watering a plant regularly promotes growth rather than drowning it once a month. For Henry, the answer was simple enough. We changed him to a better absorbed zinc formula, a methylcobalamin B12, and a premium vitamin D3 supplement. Most significantly, he promised to always take them with food. He noted a noticeable improvement in his energy levels throughout the day and a major decrease in overnight urine within 6 weeks. His main realization was that he wasn't taking the correct vitamins in the right method, not that they didn't function. His recovery is typical of males who make these small adjustments. This raises the most useful query. How can you truly incorporate this into your everyday schedule without making it a difficult task? Clarity is something that many of my patients sincerely want when they sit down with me. "Doctor, I'm not looking for a miracle," they remark. "Just give me detailed instructions on how to feel better every day." I sincerely appreciate your plea for a simple, doable approach. The ideal strategy is one that you can easily follow and is based on consistency and simplicity rather than intricate routines or fads. Let's establish a quick and efficient morning routine. Drink a glass of water to start your day. This moisturizes your system and gets your body ready for efficient nutrient absorption. Take your premium methylcobalamin B12 supplement with your breakfast, which should consist of a modest amount of fish, Greek yogurt, eggs, or another protein-rich food. Consuming it with food facilitates absorption and helps you produce more energy throughout the day. Enjoy a quick 15-minute walk outside after breakfast, if the weather permits. This mild exercise improves circulation, and the sunlight helps your body make vitamin D on its own. Take your vitamin D3 supplement with your first meal on days when the sun isn't shining or in the winter. Additionally, pay attention to foods that naturally contain zinc. Simple meals like a piece of chicken for lunch, a little quantity of beans, or a serving of pumpkin seeds will help your body absorb this mineral in the most effective way possible, boosting prostate tissue and immunological function. Following this regular daily schedule enables these essential nutrients to accumulate in your body and function in concert. The most notable and long-lasting advantages for prostate and urinary function frequently emerge after 2 to 3 months of consistent dedication. However, some men see improvements in energy and sleep within a few weeks. The simplicity of the main message is strong. We all grow when we share. So please share what you learned today and what change you're ready to make in the comments box below. Let's support each other. If you found this video useful or if it even slightly opened your eyes, please click the like button. To be sure you don't miss any information that could change your health, click subscribe. Before you go, ring the bell. If this video was helpful, please enter 1. If not, enter 0. You might not be aware of the significance of your comment. You don't need a convoluted routine or a cabinet full of medications. A consistent routine, giving the proper nutrients priority in their most efficient forms, and keeping an optimistic, proactive attitude are the keys to long-term success. This easy practice promotes more than simply physical well-being. It gives one back their sense of agency. It strengthens the empowering conviction that you remain firmly in control of your life and your health. Have faith in your body's ability to repair and regulate itself with these essential nutrients. This information is where you begin. This marks the start of a new chapter marked by improved sleep, increased self-assurance, and revitalized energy. Your choice to take one tangible step toward regaining control marks the beginning of that chapter.